Hi, if you're watching YouTube playback. Hi, you there on TikTok. All right, so I had to make sure all my stuff is set up. So we're on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. So the way that we do it, if you're new here, we do first come, first serve, and it's based on zodiac signs. So drop your signs in the chat. These are going to be general. All right. So if you guys have personal questions, the way we do the personal questions here is when you catch me live, you can do the $5 Cash App questions. Hey, welcome. So that is how we do it. And we had a Libra first on TikTok. We got Sag, Virgo. Thank you. These earrings are in my store, y'all. I think I got one pair left. Aquarius. Pisces. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure anybody putting nothing on. Okay, it was only Libra on TikTok. All right, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo. Hi there. Welcome. All right. So far we got Libra, Sag, Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo. Oh, Aries. Sorry. You know, when I saw that, I was thinking you were saying something like Grand Rising. It says hello, Rise. That's funny as shit. All right, so I got Aries. But yes, y'all. Yes, these earrings are in the store. This necklace, this Zodiac necklace is in the store, so I can check that out. I don't have like no general message or nothing like that for y'all. I did some career readings for the members yesterday. So far I have one member, so member make sure you can watch it. If y'all join as a member on YouTube, you get the career and the love readings, and you do get to do a monthly question. So you get basically like a monthly personal reading. And if you guys want a personal, make sure y'all go to the link in the bio, buy it from the store. That's the only way to get it. It stops everybody from being scammed, all that good stuff. Thank you, thank you. All right, so again, we have Libra, Sag, Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, and Aries. So if you did not hear your sign, you can continue to drop them in the chat. Yeah, we're on here a little later today. I had to sleep today. Okay. I had to I woke up at like 3 in the morning. I said, oh no, I'm going back to sleep. So we're not up at the crack of dawn today, but that's okay. We're still going to get our messages. Let me timestamp it for the Libras. All right, Libras. Let's see what's going on. We're using the Hip Hop Oracle deck. I have these in the store as well. This is 2 of these decks together. All right, so let's see. Libra. What is the center of the reading for the Libras? Let's see what's going on for the Libras. Okay, you could be dealing with a Gemini. All right, so for a few of you, you're dealing with a Gemini. I feel like, too, the center of this is like partnership, partnering up masculine and feminine. All right, what role do you play here, Libras? Or it has something to do with the opposite sex. Okay, so you're coming out as... Okay, here we go. I'm going to show y'all. This is Defiance. You said you hate Libras. Oh, snap. Don't start the beef with the Libras, please. They are highly combative when it comes to tarot readers. Okay. But you're coming out as Defiance, Libra. So you are going against the grain. You don't like something. I had to show y'all that because I don't talk about I'm being biased and oh, that's not me. You saw me shuffle and pull it. All right. So let's just see. Sometimes it's warranted. All right, but whatever the rules and regulations are, you're completely going against it. You could literally hate something or someone. All right, so let's see. Sag is next. All right, so what are you going against, Libra? Let's see. What are you going against here today? What are you doing instead? Okay, let's figure this out. Okay. you're going to you're in a little hot energy, Libra. I'm not going to hold you. You're going to get offended by something. You're supposed to keep calm and keep quiet about it, but I do see you taking offense. Something is going to make you upset. I'm also getting to, if there has anything to do with literally your health. If somebody told you to rest or take a break, please do that, because it can, something might bother your actual physical body. All right, so if somebody told you to rest and take a break, make sure that you do that. But I will say this, yesterday when I did the career readings, Libra did not get a really favorable outcome. I'm not gonna lie. So that could have this could have something to do with your career as well. Because it did, I was just a little, it did say nothing will come of this situation. So if there was like something you were applying for or trying to get, this could be the issue here that you're dealing with. But I do see something triggering you. So what might trigger you here, Libra? What might offend you? I feel like, too, you're supposed to just ignore it, but you do see it. Okay, so you don't like the way something is organized or planned. What's wrong with it? Or you don't like whoever the planner is, whoever the organizer is, or you just don't like the way something is going. What about this bothers you here? All right, so I feel like it is a Cancer involved. You don't like how that person is planning something, or there is some information that the Cancer has that's bothering you. Yeah, okay. There could be a scenario where something works for another individual and it's not working out well for you right now. Let me put this down. I see a Taurus. I don't think I had Taurus. Hey, y'all, welcome. All right. So you are going to get a little jealous, a little offended. You're going to get upset. You are not going to keep calm about something at all. You don't like how it was planned, organized. I feel like you do not like if this is an actual, like, I don't know, event or something like that. Let's just say in reality, you don't like the transportation, or you don't like how you have to get somewhere. But I feel like you may not like that there is a Cancer involved, or it looks like they have information that you may not have. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Libras? Let's see. Resistance. All right, what else do you need to resist? I feel like this might not be the best time to get upset or argue. Yeah, determination, versatility. You're going to want to be very focused on this. This is going to like almost make you hyper focused. All right, so please don't beef with me, Libras. I'm just shout out to Brazil. Ooh, I want to go to Brazil. All right, let's see. Let's get 8 cards for Libra. All right, yeah, we're coming out with intuition. So I feel like this reading is pretty straightforward. If I pull the High Priestess, it's pretty clear. I don't think you're going to listen. All right, let's see. I don't think you're going to listen. Yes, you need to resist. All right, you are going to be hyper focused on this. Let's see. This is Libra right now. All right, so what are you being asked to do, or what are you going against here, Libras? We're just going to clarify. I feel like this is very straightforward. I feel like the rule too, if it has to do with a Gemini, I feel like the decision is to keep around a Cancer, or like the decision is you have to listen, be okay with what's being said, but it looks like you're going to get offended by it. Yeah, you're just, okay, I feel like too, you're supposed to be calm about there is a scenario between a Cancer and a Gemini that you're supposed to just ignore. You're just supposed to be okay with it. If it's not a Cancer and a Gemini, it's about the fact that this decision is moving forward. This is how it's going to go. The decision is already made, is moving forward. You're not supposed to notice it, say anything about it. You're supposed to just be very calm. All right, so I feel like you don't. So what part don't you like? Because you are going to get offended. You're going to actually see this and be offended or overhear something. All right, but What about this don't you like here? Oh, I feel like part of this too is you want to leave. It's an energy where like you have to stay and be okay with something instead of you, but you're like, okay, that's fine. It's fine for you to do that, but I want to be over here. I want to leave, or I don't want to be involved with that. Like y'all can act like that's okay, but I don't want to be involved with that. You're just supposed to act like you don't notice something. I mean, hey, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty simple. So let's see what you should do with resist. I would try, especially if you're in this energy. I would, take a break from something. All right, let's see. What else are you supposed to be doing with resistance here, Libras? Yeah, I mean, if you have the option to be around a Virgo, I would take that option. But I feel like you are going to unfortunately have to keep something to yourself. Is you're not able to ignore it, but I wouldn't sit there and hyper focus on it or like try to change the scenario at hand. It looks like it could kind of be out of your control. Looks like it's going to be something there regardless that you have to deal with or see. Um, I mean, I'm not going to, it looks like it's something that should bother you the way the cards are coming out. It makes sense, but I feel like I feel like there's nothing you can do about it. I wouldn't like, do not hyper focus on this thing. That's what you're going to want to do. Because I feel like you're going to want to change it. You're going to want something to go your way, and it's just not, it just is what it is. That's a scenario at hand. I mean, let's see what else you could do in the Hermit. Let's see. Yeah, I would control your emotions here. I feel like too, there's going to be a scenario in this situation where it's like I feel like the wake up call is almost like, okay, having enough money would keep me out of this situation. It just depends on what this is. Or having your own resource would keep you out of this situation or something like that. All right, Libras, that's your reading. Please try to calm down. Don't, try not to hyper focus on whatever that is that's bothering you, because that is what I see. All right. Um, Sagittarius is next. If y'all are just now joining, we do this in first come, first serve. So we got Libra, then we're going to do Sag, Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Taurus. All right, so that is the order we got so far. We're missing a few. We're missing like 3. We got Aries, Taurus. Do we have any Geminis? No. Okay, going once, going twice. We got any Cancers? All right, no. Any Capricorns? All right, we'll continue, and then when they come in here, they can drop their signs. All right, Sagittarius. Now, in the career readings for the Sagittarius I did yesterday, the snippet, and I hope I can remember what every sign had, because I can remember Libras and Sagittarius. But Sag did have, your advice was to be rebellious, and it had, what do you need to release? And it was respect. So we'll see if anything like that comes out. You guys may be following the rules too closely or something like that, but we'll see what else comes out. All right, so what is the center of the reading for the Sagittarius is? Let's see. Center of the reading for the Sagittarius. Okay, personality. All right, so whenever we get this, something is easily identifiable. We can see it. It's being presented out loud. This could be you, somebody else. But what part of somebody, well, who is this? Because I don't know if it's you or not. Let's see. Let's see. Aquarius is going to be 4th. All right, so whose personality is this? Who is this? Okay, might possibly be a Libra. It's either a Libra or a Capricorn. All right, what part of this person's personality is showing? Let's see. Do I want to keep that? I don't. Let's shuffle a couple more times. Let's see. Okay, vision. All right. So if somebody is very hyper focused, we can see what they see. What are they paying attention to? Where are they focused on? This is what we're talking about. Somebody could also be a very good like visionary. They can see things, plan them. Like somebody may have like a good eye for how things look, interior design, things like that. All right, what other role do you play here, Sagittarius? Let's see. What other role do you play here? Good morning, y'all. Okay, so your fluidity ebbs and flows. You're experimenting with something. All right, what other energy should you be in here, Sagittarius? That flew out. We got courage. I'll see what else. Let's see. What other energy should you be in? You've got courage and mood. So if you're fluidity, that means you're dealing with the ups and downs. But right now, you should be stagnant. You should sit still. Okay. All right. So you should sit stagnant. All right. Why? Okay. So with fluidity, there's ebbs and flows. There's ups and downs. But you should stay in the down part. That's odd. I'm trying to figure out what that actually means. All right, what might you, or admit maybe that you don't like something right now. So what do you dislike with mood? You're supposed to stay, oh, defiance. If this is for you, right, like, if there's anything with disrespect going on, of course, you know, that should be, I guess, handled. Now, we did mention Libra came out as defiance. They don't want to, you know, they're not following some sort of rule or regulation. So I don't know if that's the Libra. Okay, so you should regret like breaking some, I don't know if this is you breaking a rule. I don't think it is. We're going to clarify. What would have been a better option? Either you're going to ignore somebody breaking rules, ignore that, don't let that get to you. What would have been the better option here? Let's see. Okay, we've got innovation and healing and fight. Okay. So you're going to notice somebody is hyper-focused. I'm not sure what that will have to do with you, but let's see. Let's see what comes out. All right. So you're with fluidity. I feel like if you're with fluidity and we're talking about the energy of like experimentation, trying to figure out what the best option is, you need to remember what did not work, right? So remember what you didn't like. Remember what kept something stagnant, what kept something at a low point. Remember that so that you don't make that same mistake again is kind of what I'm getting. All right, so let's get 8 cards. I'm also getting to maybe like a regret will help you to focus because the center of your reading is like focusing, determination. So it's like, okay, I wish I would have did this. Then you're going to be able to focus on whatever that is. All right, so you've got the Chariot, the Empress, the Queen of Wands, the Son of Wands, Son of Baskets, the Fool, the Three of Swords, and then there's a Daughter of Sticks. It's a lot of people in your reading too. Okay. For some of you, I'm going to read this a couple of ways. I can see this. Some of you have, somebody here has like a couple of children with them. It's like almost like 2 children and a younger person, like a teenager and 2 kids. I just have to throw that out there. If somebody has, you're dealing with all these kids. All right. But I feel like something's going smoothly. And then for some reason we start over. So I feel like that's what you need to remember, mood. Now, also remember with the Libra energy, their reading, they had an issue with a Cancer. I feel like you're supposed to be a part of that. That somehow affects you. You could have a Cancer placement or be here with a Cancer, or you were that Cancer's like friend, family member, something like that. There's something significant there. All right. What would let's clarify what fluidity looks like versus mood for you too, Sagittarius. I'm also getting too, if you're involved in anything where you're actually having to tell somebody like, hey, you know, you should do this, that, and the third. Because I see you actually giving knowledge or advice. Somebody may not listen to that. If you're coming out as the Queen of Wands. All right. Good morning. Hey, y'all. All right. So, oh, you're the first Capricorn, by the way. So you're going to be number 10. All right. So let's see. What are you doing in fluidity, Sagittarius? Ooh. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So you're coming out as a Page of Cups. You're trying to say something in a nice manner. All right. So I feel like it's the way you're presenting a message. All right. What should you be doing in mood here? So you're trying to, some of you also may be like code switching, or you're trying to put something in a nice manner or frame it in a nice way. All right. What should you do in mood here? Damn, the Knight of Wands. That's your energy. I pulled both too. Okay, you're going to get a new result with this. I feel like too, you're asking questions or you're asking for advice, but just take the action with the Knight of Wands. Like, that's your energy. You got the Knight of Wands, the Sun, Hangman, and the High Priestess. So yeah, go ahead. Don't act in like Cancer energy, or like if there's a Cancer that's ever influenced you to say something a certain way, do something a certain way. Don't do that. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be. So that is your card. So take the action here. Let's see what the personality part is. Actually, real quick, what is the result of fluidity for you? I feel like instead of asking politely, there's something where you might need to either, I wouldn't say demand it, but it's kind of like going after it without asking. You're kind of being told to move quickly with the Knight of Wands. What's the result of fluidity for you? The Force, so the Libra energy. So this is the thing. I feel like if you're saying something in a nice way, it's going unheard or somebody's not able to understand it. It's like you're coddling when you're saying it. I feel like too, a person who needs to hear it doesn't hear it. So don't coddle somebody when you're telling them something. Say it very straightforward or very outright. I feel like too, it makes something that you're saying, even if you're correct, it makes it go unnoticed. I'm going to leave that there. All right. So what's going to be the result of the Knight of Wands for you? Let's see. What's the result of the Knight of Wands for you, Sagittarius? There's a lot of pieces here that I want to see. Yeah, it comes out. Yeah, this is very much more. All right, so it actually stops you from wasting time. Something's going to block you out from wasting time. I feel like, too, the way you're currently doing something now with fluidity and the Page of Cups, it's keeping something recurrent. But if you go into the Knight of Wands energy where you're back to yourself and back to like a more, that could be why courage came out, like a more impulsive movement. It actually literally, it stops you from wasting time. Yeah, the world. It's going to actually bring something to an end. It's like what you're doing now with fluidity keeps it consistently moving over and over again. What is the, okay, what comes to an end when you're the Knight of Wands? Yeah, it has something to do with Cancer. It has something to do with a Cancer, passion, and angel. So, or, okay, it could be something with you tied together with power there. But there is a scenario where you're no longer going to be in that energy. If you have a Cancer moon, Cancer rising, a Cancer child, a Cancer mama, whatever, is going to put an end to that influence on you. What will be your new cycle? And I'm going to see what else was recurring with this energy. There's something, okay, that's what I'm saying. Libra, So there's skill, voice, and ambition. There's something where I feel like you'll be heard more or something. That's kind of what I'm getting. Because Libra's reading was about like, no, I'm not going to ignore that, even though I'm supposed to ignore that. And that energy is kind of coming out here. All right, because remember, the Libra didn't like how, I guess, a Cancer energy is saying something. So, like, it's like if you're trying to say something in a nice manner, the people who are more logic or more accurate, they don't want to hear the code switch or something like that. Like, something needs to be straightforward and accurate. And it's better when you do it quicker. All right, or it's better when you're straightforward, or something also is better when you show by example. All right, so I would just take the action basically. What kept occurring here with the Page of Cups? Yeah, the Strength card twice. So there could be a repetitive energy with a Leo. Yeah, pride. So it's like somebody doesn't listen to you because of the way that you're saying it. Even if you're right. It's the way that you're saying it that makes somebody not want to listen to you. Or there's like, if these are people, a Leo feels like they are above listening to you because you're saying it how a Cancer would say it. You're saying something with emotion, or you're saying it in a way that's too, like, you're trying to be like PC, politically correct. But if you say something very blunt and straightforward, then the Libra will understand what you're saying, or like more logical people will understand where you're coming from or what you're saying. So I know that looks very, now, just as an example, right? Say, and I give this example, I'm a Sag, right? So my daughter is a Cancer. So when I had my daughter, I would try to be nicer or like move a certain way. So it could be something like that, where something made you more like docile or more like, I don't know. I don't see you being, in this case, we don't have anything about like fighting, arguing, things like that. So I wouldn't say it's making you a pushover, but it makes it so that somebody doesn't want to listen to you because you're saying something that comes out as if you're not as intelligent as this person. So it makes them not want to listen to you, but really they should, I'm assuming, if it's coming out like that. But you'll see what it is. You'll be able to like stop it. If you're dealing with a Leo specifically, I feel like there is a reason that a Leo is not listening to you. There's a reason they don't listen to you directly, or there's a reason where they don't believe that you're correct about something. But yeah, so all right, what other energy should you be in here, Sagittarius? Let's see. All right, so you got ambition. We saw voice and ambition up there. So be repetitive, build something up. All right, what else is the outcome for you with the Knight of Wands? Connectivity, leadership, rebellion, and dominance. Let me get one more. Oh, okay, and emotions. All right, we'll see what that is. So that's your reading. All right. Who's next? Let me see. Let me see who's on the list. Used to have lipstick on my teeth. Oh, thank you. Y'all let me talk all that time and didn't tell me that I had lipstick on my teeth. All right, so y'all can tell me things like that. All right, Virgo is next, actually. Virgo is next. Let me drink some tea real quick. Oh, that's good. That's some detox tea. I need to get some more matcha. Oh, if you're on TikTok, this is up on YouTube, y'all. It'll be time stamped. All right, my username is the same as it is on this one. It is EeshUrHeartOut, okay? Coben, don't be a loser. No, I didn't do Aries yet. Aries is number 8. So the order we do it in, y'all, is first come, first serve. All right. You say you just got here. Thank you. Wabasabi. Did I say that correctly? All right, so what's the energy surrounding Virgos? What's the center of the reading for the Virgos here? Defense. All right, so I will say this. Sagittarius in their reading will be able to block something out if they go into the Knight of Wands energy, if they're more impulsive or move more straightforward or take action very quickly versus asking or presenting information in a way that makes them sound like naive or asking questions, things like that, right? So they do have defense coming out in their energy if they switch to that, situation. Okay, thank you for the compliment. All right, so let's see. So defense is a center of your reading. That's somebody on YouTube's name is Wabasabi. All right, so let's see. You said is Gemini on this? No, you're the first Gemini, so you will be second to last, and then real quick, what is our last sign? We had Aries, Taurus, Cancer actually. So Cancer's last. Okay. All right, so defense, Virgo, what is being blocked out? Dominance, what is blocking it? So we're not allowed to control something or dominate it. Oh, shit. Uh-oh, this looks... it's going to look messy. It looks a little messy. All right, let me make sure there's no more lipstick on my teeth. Okay, so leadership is blocking out somebody's ability to control something. So whoever owns something, they don't want somebody to have full control over it. What would this person be able to control here? So somebody is not allowing an individual to push forward. What would somebody be able to control or dominate? Ooh, personality. Oh, somebody would have a lot of people that would like them. Somebody would be well known. All right, so if this is at work, your manager does not want somebody to succeed because people will like them. That's the best thing I can... that's the best way to sum it up. All right, what role do you play here, Virgos? This could also be like somebody's parent doesn't want their child acting a certain way. So you're peace. You're ignoring something. You're calm. You don't notice it. All right, what energy should you be in, Virgos? Change. Yeah, so I feel like you don't notice that this is going on. If you're wondering, that's what's happening. Somebody doesn't want, like, whoever the owner is, business owner, manager, supervisor, whatever, they don't want somebody to get notoriety. They don't want somebody to be likable. Yeah. All right, so I feel like you don't notice this or you're not paying attention to this. You need to change from peace into what? Okay, so you've got ambition. All right, knowledge. Now, Sag's advice was ambition as well. You guys do rule ambition. You guys do rule working. I feel like there is something you don't notice this. You're not paying attention to it. If this has anything to do with career, like if you're wondering what you have to do to get something, somebody is not going to allow popularity to win, or like you actually have to do a lot of work to prove it. So I mean, yeah, that's basically what's going on. If like even if you do good work right now, Virgos, and you get along well with people, that's not enough. Your management doesn't want you to actually put in a lot of work or repetitively do something or stay consistent with something. Like say somebody wanted to do a YouTube channel, right? The only reason or the only way I'm able to have these 51 people on here is because I go live every day. You have to be like consistent with something. I'm not going to say that there are people who can't go viral on their first video. That definitely can happen, because on TikTok, I posted a random a random story time and it went viral. Now, to keep it consistent to where you're able to monetize from social media, you have to do a lot of work now. It's not, I mean, some people do. Some people do go viral like that. So I can't say that for everybody, but in most cases, you have to put in a lot of hours and a lot of work. So it could be something like that. Like if you're wondering, oh, why can't I get my content out there? You have to do a lot of content. Like even when I was working, I was on live 3 hours in the evening. So I was on there every night. So that could be something like something takes consistency. So if you're resting or you're not paying attention to something, I will put in more work to build it up. All right, but let's see what else. Let's get 8 cards. Let me get one more. Okay, 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Literally. So somebody is realizing something about a group of people. So whoever is in charge with the money, I feel like could be the group of people. I'm getting like a boardroom or managers or the supervisory meeting, stuff like that. Um, there must be a reason. So, because I see the person can get a lot of attention, but I feel like too, somebody wants to make sure that you're able to like handle the work with the popularity or something like that. Something can no longer be a popularity contest, or something can no longer be just because you're likable. It is like they are blocking it out. They don't. So why is it, let's see, why is that being blocked out here? I feel like too, because there is an energy where okay, this is also what they're blocking out. You're not able to only do well when something, how do I want to put it? You're not allowed to get the success just when something is going well. So there could be a test of, can you control your emotions while this is happening? Because it's like, okay, and I'm just giving examples, right? Like, say somebody wanted to do TikTok shop, right? And I'm a brand owner. I need to make sure that you're going to be able to do this every day. Like, are you going to post my video if I give you the product? Or are you going to get sad when you don't get a lot of views and stop doing it? So it's something like that. Or like if this is at work, somebody doesn't want a popularity contest because they feel like, okay, every day, thank you, Uncle Alert. That's so funny. All right, so you know what's funny about Unc? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but where I'm from in the DMV, like a Unc is like somebody that's like drunk and like fucked up. Like that used to be what we would say is like you unked out. So it's just weird that now Unc just means like uncle. That's kind of weird to me. All right. That's strange. Okay, anywho. But yeah, so I feel like somebody wants to make sure that there's a energy of being able to control your emotions and maintain how you act. I'm also getting to there is an issue with let me see what personality, respect, and humor is real quick before I say that. Because I feel like something needs to be really professional. I feel like, too, they don't want this to happen because eventually they feel like people will turn on someone. All right, but anywho, what are they blocking out? What are they stopping from happening here? Yep, there it is with the attention. It could be a Capricorn. There's that Sag. That's what the Sag is supposed to do there. I figured that was going to come out. All right. How do I want to explain this? What is the devil card real quick? Because I can see the people. Somebody's like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that relationship on blast. Yeah, what's this? They don't want the, yeah. Something can, okay, so basically, if you're wondering, something conflicts with somebody's belief systems and they just don't want them out there publicly. That's pretty much what I'm reading. So let's see what you should do, because you have peace and you need to change it to ambition. So if this is happening to you, this could be why. All right, but let's see. I don't know. I need a microphone for Twitch, because every time I try to clip on Twitch and I watch the clips back, they don't sound good. So hopefully y'all can hear me. All right, so what are you doing in peace, Virgos? Okay, what do you need to change? What do you need to do in change? And then we'll see the result of the change. All right, yeah, so you might have to be the 10 of Wands here. All right, and then you got the 2 of Cups. Let me get one more. Yeah, you're going to have to do something where you're controlling your emotions. There could also be something dealing with a Capricorn. If this is a person, I feel like a Capricorn is going to say no to you, or that could be the leader. That could be the person that's in charge. I'm also getting to, if you're wondering, somebody, Virgo, cannot work with you because of a scenario that occurred with a Leo. They remember what happened with that Leo and it didn't work out. It conflicted with something they were trying to build or do. All right, so that's one thing. But what is the Capricorn's energy down here? Yeah, what do they know? They have information. What do they know here? And it kind of, let's see. They know the truth. And it's a Sag. What does a Sag know the truth about? It could be what I just said. Okay, guidance and luck. Somebody knows the truth about when people, because it's had something to do with why people are allowed to see someone. So I don't know. It looks like a Sag knows, they know that they'll be allowed to talk to people, or they know that they'll be allowed to be presented if they do this, that, and the third. So there is a reason. It looks like there's a reason why somebody's being blocked out or held back here. What does the Sag know here? They know the truth about guidance and luck. You're doing some, yeah, Virgo, if this is you, are you doing something where you're being too generous or kind, or somebody knows why you're being too generous? You're doing it under confusion or something like that? I know I'm the Sag. I guess I'm supposed to know. What is the truth? What's the truth? No, I'm just playing. Oh, it's all perspective. Okay, the root of this is the way that you view a scenario, Virgo, is what's going on. Your perspective on what? Possibly a Libra. Or how you view something that's coming off disrespectful or envious or not listening. It is how you view defiance. That is the scenario here. All right, it's going to be all tied together. How do you currently view defiance? As a superstition. So you think something's not real. If this is occurring to you, like somebody's blocking you out from being seen, you don't believe that somebody would be jealous of you, or there is something going on where you believe like the story is made up. Or like, oh, jealousy isn't real. They wouldn't really be jealous of me and do that. But it looks like somebody could be stopping you from being seen or heard if this is happening to you. But it's like if it was a Libra, because Libra came out as defiance, you don't believe that. It's like something you just don't even believe is true. What do you think is fake about this? It's a Libra. It's like if somebody it's not funny, but it's like it came out so specific. If you have like a Libra, it's something dealing with Libra placement. Either it's your rising moon, you know, a Libra rising or a moon. You just whatever's going on, you're like, no, that's not true, but it is. Like that's a superstition. That's made up. But something is that is really real. Like that's really all right. I'm gonna leave it there. Like you're peace, so you don't notice it because you don't think something is real. So you're not paying attention to something. Um, it's either that or like you are doing something because you believe in a superstition. So you guys figure out what polarity that is, but it's like you just like a Sag already knows you don't believe in something, so maybe they're the person that's not even going to tell you about it or something like that. But it's like, yeah, you don't believe it, you don't realize it. It's right there or it's obvious. So this is a scenario where like if you don't believe in something, you just don't. You don't see it, or that's an odd reading. All right, we're going to see what that is. I don't be meaning to laugh, but some stuff be real specific. All right. Aquarius. Let's do Aquarius next. All right, Aquarius, let's get into y'all's business. Hopefully y'all having a good day. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got a total of 99 people. Shout out to y'all. 56 on YouTube. Oh, it dropped a little on TikTok. That's okay. 37 on TikTok. And we got 3 on Kick and Twitch. Shout out. Shout out to the 3 people on Kick and Twitch. All right, let's see. What is this scenario surrounding the Aquariuses? What's going on for the Aquariuses? Okay, versatility. All right, so something has been manifested. We're in a state where we're comfortable with it. This can be about, this can be about a significant woman in your life, motherhood, wives, you know, things like that. All right, what role do you play here, Aquarius? Okay, personality. All right, so you are showing, not showing off, but I mean, well, you could be, but you are showing yourself. We can see you. You're saying something out loud. You're presenting yourself. All right, what part of your personality are you showing? Thank you. What part of, or you're talking about yourself or talking about an experience that you had. All right, what part of your personality is showing, Aquarius? Okay, all right, so you are a little offended. You be dealing with a Libra. You may have Libra placements. You are admitting that you are offended. Okay, all right, what's triggering you? What's bothering you? We can, so even if you feel like I'm not offended, nothing offends me. People are viewing you that way, or the way that you're coming off, we can see that something has bothered you. All right, so don't be mad at me with this reading. All right, so let's see. So what's triggering you, Aquarius? What's triggering you in the moment? The Virgo. All right, these are tied together. All right. You're getting offended by the Virgo. I wasn't, you know what? I told myself I was going to stop saying the signs that you're offended by, because I don't want to put, it's like I'm trying to find a good way to keep y'all business. Either way, you are offended or bothered by the fact that somebody's just okay with something, or they're just being nice. Okay, what is this person okay with? What are they at peace with? Yeah, these is tied together, buddy. Okay, so you're irritated because somebody's just okay with this person getting away with something. They are blocking something out. Okay. I feel like also somebody is supposed to notice that for some people, having a child blocks out the potential to do other things and other opportunities. That could be what you're bothered by. Like somebody doesn't take motherhood seriously or they're not noticing. I feel like somebody does not notice the effect that having a child has on your potential, on your career, the effect that maybe even dealing with the person you had a child with. Like, so this is what's bothering you. Like you're just okay with that going on. What did they block out? It's like they're okay with the fact that this person blocked out something else. What did this person stop from occurring here? Yeah. Um Somebody has the ability to go and create something or do something more. This looks like I'm not gonna lie, this is like a conversation between women about like either having children or getting married. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It could be men. It could be men discussing this or something. Or like a woman discussing this with a man. They don't realize the severity of like actually having a child or something. That's what this conversation looks like. All right, let's continue. Yeah, that was shocking that I just said that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. This has something to do with the way that a Sag also presents something or says something here. All right, but you're going to make it clear that you're annoyed by it. You're like, why you don't notice that? You're not paying attention to that. Let's see. What are you doing? It's very visible. All right, so maybe you're doing it on purpose. Maybe it's passive aggression or something like that. All right, so let's see. You said my video keeps stopping. Oh, I don't know. Is it working for y'all? I didn't get no reconnection notice. Let me know, y'all. Is it good on YouTube? TikTok is good. Yeah, I don't know. They're saying it's stopping. Oh, it's working for you? Okay. Oh, all right. I noticed that the men were saying it, so we'll trust the woman here. Okay. Anywho. All right. What is your energy and personality, Aquarius? Let's see. It's probably trolls or something. All right. What are you doing in personality, Aquarius? So you're going to ignore somebody. You're actually going to be mean about it. All right. That's an Aquarius move. All right. And then what do you not like here? So you're Aquariuses are the type where, like, if you say something they don't like, they act like, like they'll just be like, okay. Like that. They'll give you a short answer or something. So that's probably what you're doing. All right. What else don't you like here? Or you're being real, oh Lord, hold on, y'all. We gotta do the TikTok puzzle now. It's just these social media platforms, child. Let me just. All right, yeah, the Empress. Ooh, that's a nice. I like that. That's a nice combo. Yeah, the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor all in a row. So literally, what I just said about Virgo's reading. That's what it is. All right. Well, yeah, trying to. I feel like that's what's going on. It looks like too, like they're trying to ignore something, but it's just, why are you okay with that? Why are you don't believe that somebody should be okay with something pretty much. I feel like too, Aquarius, you may want somebody to be straightforward with you and say something really out loud, like say it out loud to me, but somebody doesn't want to do that. They just feel like, no, you know, the kids around, or I'm a mom now, I can't talk like that, or like there's something involved in that energy. All right. What other energy should you be in, Aquarius? Let's see. What other energy should you be in? All right, voice, what should you say? Because you're trying not to say anything. Maybe you should. It's like, maybe you should say something. No, I'm just kidding. But if you're wondering why that individual is not speaking up or why they don't notice something, they literally believe something is not real. They feel like it's a superstition. It doesn't apply to everybody. They don't believe in it, but it's something that's bothering you. It's like, wait, you don't believe in that? You're not paying attention to that? You're not considering that? You need, like, somebody needs to consider it. So I feel like you guys say something. We can, whatever's going on, we can tell you're bothered. So you might as well say it. Might as well say that shit. All right. That's Aquarius. Pisces is next. You said, what did you miss? Oh, you're back in time for Pisces, so you didn't miss Pisces. So far, guys, we did Libra, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Aquarius. If you're on TikTok, this will be up on my YouTube. It's up there now, but it will be timestamped when I'm done. Also, guys, don't forget, y'all can join as a member and get a monthly question and see the career in the love readings I do for the members. And yeah, link in the bio for the personal readings. You get a 30-minute YouTube video that is unlisted and nobody else can see it but you. And last but not least, TikTok. Do not get scammed. That is where most of the scammers are. Please, I will never DM you guys for reading, spell work, anything like that. That is never me. It's not because I don't like y'all. I just don't DM people, okay? It is not me. All right, if you DM me any questions about getting a reading and you did not click the link in my bio to get a reading, I will assume that you are a bot. Okay, I will assume that you are trying to scam me. So go to the link in the bio for readings and my YouTube for the saved videos. All right, so Pisces is next. Pisces is next. All right, I will assume that you are trying to scam me. I will ignore your message. All right, let's see. What is the energy surrounding the Pisces? What's the center of the reading for the Pisces? Okay, confidence. That's nice. All right, confidence, dressing well, feeling good about ourselves, having your own space to live in, things like that. All right, what is your energy? What is your energy, Pisces? What is your part in this scenario? All right, passion. So you're taking action. It's something that you desire. It's something that you want. All right. What do you desire here, Pisces? You desire to block out order. You want to block out somebody else's plan, or you don't want it. You don't want something to go that way. All right, you're like, no, I don't want it to go that way. I don't agree with that. It could be something that is, you feel like is chaotic, but somebody is saying that it's organized and orderly. What energy should you be in here, Pisces? Okay, you've got ambition. And then you got fluidity, self-love, and power. All right, so Sagittarius had fluidity, but they were told to be in mood. There's a high priestess. All right, so let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Five of Swords, a Fool, the Hangman, Son of Baskets, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Oh, wait. Judgment, and then the 10 of Swords. Literally, somebody saying, I don't believe in that. I'm like, somebody is saying that. That's what's going on in your reading. Here you go, Pisces and the Hangman, though. So you're watching the Sagittarius be nice or kind. You're watching them say something in a nice or kind gesture or a nice and kind way, or you're watching them do something that specifically has to do with a Cancer. That is why they were doing something in the first place, or that's why they stopped doing something. This is something that you're observing. All right, so you're coming out as passion. What's your energy and passion? So you're like, no, don't organize it that way. You're just like, no, don't do it that way. All right, let's see. What are you doing in passion? So you're the Wheel of Fortune. And what is your desired outcome? So you're in a certain time or place or location. All right, what is your desired outcome here? Yeah, the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you want to block somebody out. This is your desired outcome. You're like, no, don't let them in, or don't let that in. So what is it now? What is this current state of something at the moment? The current state has something to do with a Scorpio. I feel like you want that Scorpio to kick these two people out, or like you want like basically just to say there's a situation where these people or this situation is allowed to occur. You're like, no, I want to block them out, kick them out. Something also is like you're waiting on the right time to say this. You really want, I feel like you're in a scenario with a Scorpio, you're in a scenario with this person that has control over it, and it's also fixed. It's stuck that way. Something has been that way for a long time, or these people have been involved for a long time. And you're like, no. All right, let's see. Why do you want to block this out, or why do you want to kick this energy out? You're like, no, kick them out, get rid of them. All right, you want to do that for the sake of an Aquarius. You want to do that for the sake of a Gemini. This is a Gemini, Cancer, Aquarius added up or something here. Let's see. You want to do, I feel like too, you feel like these people are destroying something. All right, they're destroying something. It needs to be restored. We need to get those people out. We need to get that energy out. All right, you feel like something cannot be restored, healed, fixed until they're gone. If these are people, I feel like, that Scorpio is keeping them around. You want this energy gone so that Aquarius can be okay, or so that an Aquarius can have something. Let's see. Y'all smoking cigarettes. What is going on? A pack of Newport. Y'all better get y'all some weed or something. All right, let's see. They made weed illegal in Texas, though, so I might not be here for long. It's like, no, I'm just playing. All right, let's see. So what's going on currently? You're like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, and what do you want this to turn into what? Once you like kind of get rid of these people or get rid of this energy, oh, then something kind of goes in your favor. What would be your opportunity then here? Let's see, what would be your opportunity? Yeah, inspiration. You want something to go in Aquarius's way, or I'm not sure where Angel came from, but you definitely want something to go in Aquarius's way, or you want to spend your time with an Aquarius. What else would be the benefit for you, or you want something, it'll be restored? Now, If these are not people, that you could feel like something is literally like, if this is your health, you could feel like something is making something deteriorate or is causing destruction and you want to get rid of it. You want to, all right. If that's, that's on the health front. And what else would be the benefit of this for you? All right, you probably get to reunite with somebody. I saw... Oh, wow. Wow, that's wild. Okay, so I see Angel here. You end up... Damn, that's crazy that I just read that. But anyway, because that... Okay, you want a Sag to end up doing something kind or nice for you and an Aquarius. Or you remember, like, this Aquarius could have Sag placements too. So it could be like an Aquarius with a Sag moon rising. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. I see this in so many different ways because I know people's signs. That's crazy. The best way I could put this, there is a person in the midst. You want that person to be gone or out of the way because a Sagittarius would help you. There's like a Sag, or like there's a person around that would actually help you or be generous to you, or you realize like it's like a dynamic. Like you, the Aquarius, and the Sagittarius would get along really well. Or like what do you feel like the Sag would do for you? It's like you see them giving you something or being generous to you or being nice to you or something. What is this person going to do here? You kind of wish you could cut out like the middleman. I feel like too, the person that's in the way, they do stuff like completely out of emotion. What do they do out of self-love? It kind of, yeah, connectivity. So somebody keeps doing the same repetitive acts to, they do something over and over again. I feel like too, somebody's always they keep you in the house, they keep you stuck in the house. This is so crazy how specific this is. Like, you just do not want... I feel like, too, like, if there's some sort of friend dynamic or family dynamic, this one person they're nicer to you. They will be nice to you if this other person isn't involved, but it's like you have to deal with this person or you have to deal with this energy. Or the way that something goes, you have no choice but to, like, deal with that person. Damn, that's crazy. So why... All right. I mean, so what energy should you be in then, Pisces? Because I don't know. This looks like it's something out of your control right now. Somebody also is telling that individual not to talk to you. Somebody has stopped. You need to sit and think like, wait, why am I not supposed to talk to them? Why am I not supposed to give them information? Or why are they not allowed to talk to me? Something you got blocked from like talking to this person. Somebody's like, oh gosh, it's hard. This is so hard to explain. Let me see what else. It's like somebody warned that other individual not to talk to you or not to tell you something. So it's kind of like you don't have all the information, or like the person you want to get in touch with, maybe you don't have their phone number. You don't know where to find them or something like that. Let's see what else this is right here. It's the way that something is going. Yeah, I feel like too, there always has to be sympathy for somebody. Like, why do we always have to keep taking care of this person? Or like, it's like the person that's involved is not even helpful. I hate to say it like that. Like, so the person that's in charge, you're like, man, I want to get them out the way, bro. Like, cut out the middleman. I want to work with so and so. They were more generous, kind. I know that they'll benefit more. Like, I know my child will benefit more if I work with this person, but this person's in the way. Or like, say this was at work, right? You hate working with this person. You're like, oh my God, I wish they weren't in charge of something. If they were gone, you would be able to work with another individual. I feel like too, the person that's in charge, they're destructive. They mess up the project, right? So like if this is at work, they pick apart the project so much that it takes so much time to complete it. Or like you used to be on a team where another person was very generous, or like this supervisor was very helpful. They didn't care. Like, so you used to have the type of supervisor that they wanted to get the work done. They didn't care whether or not you did something wrong, to the point where they're willing to risk the whole project, or like miss a whole deadline to prove you wrong or something like that. It's like if this is a family dynamic, you like, damn, I wish we could cut out the baby daddy because all the baby moms get along if he wasn't. It's something like that. Or I wish stepmom wasn't here. We used to get along so well. But it's something like that. So like somebody's like fucking up the stilo. All right, that's your reading. That's your reading, Pisces. Shit, it look like it might be something that's up to you. It look like it's up to you to get rid of that person or that energy, or, you know, something like that. All right. Scorpio is next, by the way. Scorpio is next. What? You said if I hide the truth from you, the truth will be hidden from me. No, it won't. I can see everything in these cards and not tell you a damn thing. It's like, I'm just kidding. Calm down, guys. Calm down. It's not that. It's not that deep, y'all. Also, I got a secret to tell you. There will always be lies and secrets, okay? For the rest of your life, buddy. There will always be lies and secrets. It doesn't matter what's going on, okay? I don't care what they tell you. It's always going to be a lie somewhere. All right. Currently, guys, we are on Scorpio. Just so y'all know, we did Libra, Sagittarius, Virgo, Aquarius, and Pisces. All right, so those are up on YouTube. We are on Scorpio is number 6, Leo, then Aries is number 8, and then we're doing Taurus, Capricorn, Gemini, and Cancer. I did Libra back in 3 minutes. All right. You said secret is never going to be a secret if anyone knows. Maybe. It depends. If one of them's dead, it's still a secret. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right, let's see. Or am I? Somebody out there is not kidding about that. All right, Scorpios. What is the center of the reading for the Scorpios? People already think I'm creepy, so I probably shouldn't joke with creepy stuff because y'all already scared of the tarot cards as it is. So sorry for my creepy jokes. It's genuinely just a joke. I'm really just kidding. I promise. Okay. All right. What is the center of the reading for the Leos? I'm sorry, Scorpio. What's the center of the reading for the Scorpios? Okay, mood. So we said that was Sagittarius's advice, right? Their advice, they were in fluidity, they were dealing with the ups and downs, but they were told to be mood. They were told to not like something, actually admit they don't enjoy something. Um I want to clarify what that means. I don't really, I mean, but that's, so that is the center of the reading is mood. There can be a regret or a loss. All right, what role do you play here, Scorpio, for yourself in your reading? You said better creepy than sleepy. All right, so Scorpio, you are coming out as personality, so we're seeing you too. All right, we were able to see Aquarius. We are able to see you, Scorpios. If you're wondering if you're hiding anything, hiding any parts of yourself, we can see it. All right. Thank you. No problem. All right, so let's see. Yolanda. Thank you. I'm glad you're entertained. I appreciate that. All right, so what part of your personality is showing, Scorpios? Okay, rebellion. All right, so we know that you are rebellious. We can see it. All right, we know we can see it. All right, what is mood though in your reading? I'm gonna assume it's a Sag. I'm going to assume that because that was their advice. But what is the regret here with mood real quick? Now, in this case, somebody regrets worrying or overthinking. Sag's first card of advice was courage. So they're supposed to regret being afraid or worrying. Okay, being afraid of what or worrying about what? Interesting. Healing. Okay. So that they were worried about forgiveness or worried about fixing a situation or worried about healing something. They were supposed to regret that. Okay, they shouldn't. So if there's any Sagittarius cross watching, I'm gonna make a note to watch Scorpio because I do want that to make sense. So they regret worrying about having to fix something. I feel like something either fixed on its own. If this was actually their health, they thought something was a big deal and whatever, and they weren't really sick, or it just wasn't a big deal. It was something that could be fixed. All right, so all right. So somebody's like, yeah, I shouldn't have been worried about that. I shouldn't have been worried about forgiveness or whether or not I'd be able to find a solution. I spent too much time worrying. All right, so personality and rebellion is showing for you. What are people normally doing in your scenario, or what's the like status quo? Okay, skill. What are you doing instead? Interesting. Truth. Okay, so we can see. All right, well, it's visible. So what other energy should you be in here? Okay, you've got resilience. So something may be difficult for you to handle. I feel like, yeah, here's the Sag voice and fluidity, but that's not what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to say something in like a nice or kind way. It's the way they're saying it. All right. And that's somehow tied to you. So you could have Mercury and Sag, or like somebody else can have Sag placements. You said, what am I trying to do for $1,800? Nothing, literally. Like nothing. You should just give me $1,800 just because I want it. All right, let's see. Let's do 8 cards here. Let's see. Yeah, there's mood. So Sag is in mood. They're supposed to regret worrying about fixing something. All right. So this is the thing. This person had a regret, right? They put in a new rule. They're observing the 10 of Cups. Okay, so they're observing this. This is the energy that you're supposed to be in now. 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands. Here's the intuition in the Chariot. So that's the Sag reading literally coming out. They were only doing something to like because of a Cancer. You could be involved here. So Scorpio, if you have like maybe you have a Cancer rising or a Cancer moon, or Like they didn't want to say something in a particular manner to offend you, or you could be dealing with a Cancer or something like that. But now somebody's intuition is actually guiding them because they know that they are supposed to be regretful of something. So I'm also getting to when this person, if this is Sag, they were fluidity, right? So I feel like they're trying to be okay with something when they're not. They're talking about like the ups and downs, ebbs and flows, or they're making something that's sad seem like it's funny or trying to turn it into a joke maybe, but they're going to they regret worrying. So I don't know why this is the center of your reading is this person though. So who is this person to you? Or what do they have to... Their perspective is changing. Okay. All right. So, okay, perspective on what? So now their viewpoint is, oh, they're either their perspective on you or they, so, okay, like, let me slow down. Scorpios, you rule change, right? You rule change. Their perspective of you is changing, or how they view changes. So they were worried that something was not going to get better. So they may feel like when things change, they always get worse and worse, or like something is always going to stay negative or something like that. Or, okay, so how do they view change, or you? How do they view change here before? Okay, resistance. When they open up their mind, now they're changing their perspective. How do they view it now? Okay, this is odd to explain. Somebody is going to understand that what it means for a change to be constant. What that means, I don't know. But we're going to clarify really quick. And it's here. The High Priestess is here, so the intuition is kicking in. And I'm only asking questions about this person because I'm assuming you have something to do with this individual if they are the center of your reading. So how did they view change before? Okay, the Eight of Cups. Maybe they didn't want to deal with it, or, okay, now how do they view it now? The Star. So somebody could think, yeah, like change is constant, or they feel like they have to walk away from something that's changing too much. Because remember, their worry is that something can't be fixed. Now they're going to realize that something can be fixed. It can be healed. It will be restored. All right, so that's one thing. Like it can actually be healed, or it can actually be comfortable. All right. Change is still constant with the Star card because that's a fixed energy. What do they regret doing? They were worried about healing. So they were worried about what? I mentioned the Aquarius. We talked about the Aquarius coming out in their personality. There's a Tower and then the Two of Cups. They weren't, yeah, they were worried. They'll get an unexpected, they'll get an unexpected change here that does shift to a redo. When they were worried about something healing, what did they do? Because it's always like the result. It's the action is the result here. So what did they do when they were worried about something being fixed? Potential and peace. What would they have done if they weren't worried about it? That's odd. Yeah, perspective and resistance. It's the way that they view a change. And that's hard for me to explain, but I feel like how they should view you is either you're there with an Aquarius, something is fixed, something is stagnant, is going to continue. When I say something is stagnant, the change is what's constant. It's going to continue changing. Something is not going to keep going in that direction. Something is not going to continue going that way. And this scenario is going to change. So, all right, I don't know what that has to do with you really, but what is the High Priestess here? It will make sense later. But what is intuition telling us to do here with the High Priestess? All right, voice and focus and leadership. All right. Voice, focus, leadership, and confidence. So somebody knows to tell, yeah, there's innovation. They know to do something in their own way or to keep creating something, make it masterful. They know to do that. They know how to initiate something and be the first person to do it. All right, I feel like, too, they're telling somebody to do something independently. Okay, I'm not sure where you are here, but that's your reading. It got something to do with this person. I don't know what they have to do with you, but all right, what energy should you be in here, Scorpio? Let's see, what energy should you be in here? Yeah, there's that Sagittarius. Your reading does have to deal with a Sag. And then there's a Chariot. Your reading has something to do with that Sag and that Cancer. You're going to observe, you need to remember how a Sagittarius used to be before a Cancer, or you need to observe them without that Cancer around or something like that. That's hard for me to explain. Or you need to, let's see, let me, what do you need to observe about this individual right here? Yeah, now they're in some, now when they're in mood, something going to hit a lot different. Because when Sag was in fluidity, it was going a different way. Now that they're not, it's almost like maybe they work well under pressure, or maybe they're like, shit, I wish I didn't do that. I'm about to go at it. Like somebody's really like rushing in. So what are you going to observe this person do here? Oh, there's Angel. You're going to see them do dominance. Yeah, and courage. When they, because they regret being afraid. So whatever Sag was doing when they were like afraid or nervous or scared, they're going to completely switch up. That's going to completely change. And I feel like, too, it could have something to do with you and an Aquarius. All right, we're gonna see. So I guess that's who you're observing. When they're not afraid of something getting better or working out, then I guess they're gonna be on beast mode a little bit. All right, that was Sag. Okay. All right, Leo is next, y'all. Leo is next. You said Sag is being deceitful and manipulative. I don't know. They didn't come out in their reading today. Maybe it is. I don't know. If you're a woman and you're talking about a man, it doesn't matter what their sign is. I'll tell you that right now. They all are being manipulative. But thank you for the puffs. All right, so far we did Libra, Sag, Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio. Now we're doing Leo. All right, we got Leo, Aries, Taurus, Capricorn, Gemini, and Cancer left. All right, let's see. I gotta cook today, guys. I think I'm gonna fry some catfish. I should have cooked early. I like to cook in the morning so that it's already done. All right, what's the center of the reading for the Leos? What's going on, Leos? All right, resistance. So this was Sagittarius perspective on change, first of all. So if you're dealing with a Sag or you have a Sag placement, yeah. You said you love seafood. Me too. That's my favorite food. But resistance is what's going on. That is the center of your reading. All right, what role do you play here, Leo? In your reading. Oh, so you're Defiance too. So you and Libra are both Defiance. All right, so you're completely going against something. You do not agree with something. All right. What are you going against? What do you hate? What do you not want to do? Whatever. Okay. So you do not. Ooh, this is everybody's business right here. I can see it too. You hate, there's a selfish person who does not want, there's a very selfish individual that doesn't want somebody to come in contact with another individual who moved out of self-love. Something is ironic. So what I mean by that is like there's a selfish person, right? They're doing everything that they can to control their emotions and make sure that they're good. And what they're doing is they're making sure that another, like a confident person who's confident in themselves, does not come in contact with somebody who's insecure. But I feel like in your reading, you hate that somebody is being selfish or somebody is doing a selfish act to make sure that they are comfortable. You hate that. You don't want to do that. Now, this is a scenario where somebody advised you to do that. Somebody's telling you, hey, Leo, make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're good. Do something for yourself first. You're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to care about this, that, and the third, this person, blah, they skip, whatever. All right, so what are you doing? What do you want to do instead? You like hate, you really hate this. All right, so your defense. Now, okay, so what are you blocking out? What are you saying no to? All right, spirituality, versatility. You do not want a woman to believe in spirituality, or you do not believe in like a religious belief system that has something to do with pregnant women. All right, you're like, no, I don't believe in that. No, like you hate. This looks a little crazy. I don't know. Maybe there is a spiritual belief system that's teaching women to love themselves or be independent, or you hate something. All right, let's see. Let's see. Or there's like a spiritual belief system around pregnancy. It could be a a religious belief system around, I don't know, like pregnancy, marriage, or something like that. What energy should you be in, Leo? Let's see. You could be very upset. Okay, the energy you should be in is connectivity. It's a thought pattern. Okay, so your perspective on pride transitions to personality. So you are a Leo, so maybe you don't like a certain spiritual belief system, but astrology tells you that you're pride or that you rule ego, and you might step into your personality a little bit more. All right, let's see what's going on. Looks like you really don't like something. You really don't like it at all. All right, but I'm going to see, what don't you like here? What is self-love in your reading? Because it could be somebody being selfish, things like that. Oh, yeah, damn. It is. Okay, so it's a Scorpio in this reading. It's a Scorpio. Who is this? Leo? Somebody has done something, they are willing to destroy something for their own selves. If it's not a Scorpio, this person is willing to destroy something so that they are comfortable. If it is a person, this person told you to do this. What is this person doing out of self-love? It looks like they're pretty destructive. Yeah. Literally what I just said. Like I feel like they will cut something off. They will bring something to an end. I feel like too, they won't bring it all the way to the end. They'll keep changing something over and over again. So somebody may be that type of person where they fuck things up on purpose to get you to like walk away or to get you to stop doing something. All right. What are you doing in defense here? So because you hate this person, or this person is doing something out of self-love, or this could be an energy where you also hate the idea of that, right? Like, okay, to make myself feel comfortable, I'll have to destroy this, that, and the third. I'll have to end this or change this. And you're just like, I don't want to do that. That's destructive for other people. It could be however you look at it. All right, so your energy is defense. What are you doing in defense here? Okay, so yeah, there's the Eight of Cups. So your intention is to, it looks like you want to walk away, and for some of you start like your own family, or have your own scenario going on. Like you just kind of want to walk away from something altogether. Yeah, there's defense. I feel like too, you want to block out literally, that you don't want a knowledgeable woman, or you want to block out a Virgo and a Gemini. Or like you literally, there is a religious belief system surrounding women because of this. This could be but maybe that's their belief system. Because it looks like something could also, like if this has anything to do with women and children, right? I mean, there's a lot of religious belief systems that goes against certain women with children, like, oh, you're not married, or oh, this was the wife, and these kids aren't, legitimate, or there could be all kinds of stuff that people implement, or oh, they told me to be fruitful and multiply. Okay, well, you got, 10 kids you can't take care of. So, or, it's definitely something like that. I don't know. What's the spirituality part for you? Let's see what the belief system is. All right, so the moon flipped up. The moon did flip up. Let's see. What is the spiritual part for you? Like, you really hate this person. All right, so there's this. Yeah, so it's something with a woman. The Queen of Pentacles is definitely something with a woman and children. So you're like, no, I'm not doing it. All right, well, what energy should you be in with connectivity, Leos? Let's see. There's a Four of Swords. There's a Death card. So they're inspiring you to look at something differently. That's why they're here. Okay. All right, let's see. So I feel like you hate this energy, you hate this person, or you hate like somebody is willing to do anything or step on anything to get where they need to go. They don't care what. Okay, so what is this going to inspire you to do? It's making you look at the reality of a scenario here, Leos. I feel like too, you didn't notice it before, and that's why this is happening. If a Sag is involved, they notice it and they're not saying anything about it. That keeps coming out. I can see it. If it's not a Sag, like the people around you, I feel like they say things in a nice manner, or they're saying something kindly so that you need to pick up on this. All right, but let's see. You got transition in personality, so let's focus on you. What part of your personality do you need to show here, Leos? You got vision, leadership, luck, and emotions. All right, let's see. So what part of your personality with vision here? There could be something that you're planning for yourself, or something like that. God damn, I pulled the death card 3 times in 3 different decks. So now, so these are tied together. We remember in the Pisces reading, they were like, I want that Scorpio out of here so that, because that Sag was nicer to me or something like that. It now is turning into the Scorpio is trying to be generous to a Pisces, and the Sag is right there. Like, what? It's crazy. So it's like all these people are in your reading. Something's odd. Something's kind of odd. Why? Because this person's being nice to them. But what does that have to do? Okay. What does that have to do with this person? So the Sag regrets worrying about helping somebody, right? They're showing up here as somebody who was loving enough to help heal the Scorpio. The Scorpio is being loving towards the Pisces, though. But because they're doing that, then the Sag energy shows up here. That's odd. What is so? What is this person doing here, or what is this energy doing? Now their mood. That's what I'm saying. Like this person now, they're being nice. Something is switched. What is this person doing to be kind or nice? That's what I'm saying. It has something to do with a Sag. That's odd. They're doing something kind or nice, maybe so that Sagittarius will see. What does this person regret doing? A Scorpio energy is coming out heavy. So you may have like a Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon. If you're not dealing with a Scorpio, there's something they hear somewhere. So what do they regret? Okay, yeah, these are tied together. And I don't know where you fit in at, but it makes sense. So this is so hard to explain. What do they wish they would have done? So the person that's in charge, they did create this issue. They did do this. They did it out of self-love. You hate that. Or if you have these energies, you hate being selfish. So now you're trying to be generous to a Pisces and a Sag, or you're trying to be generous to this Pisces so that they can see it. Or something like that. All right. What do they wish they would have done? The Death card. Okay, they wish they would have been truthful or honest. All right, what do they wish they would have told the truth about? Or they wish they could say the truth? Yeah, there's the defiance part. So you must have a Scorpio placement or something. But it's like you hate that person. You hate that they're selfish. But at the same time, they wish they would have. This is hard to explain. I don't know. It's too many people in your reading. It's like it's a chain reaction now. All right. Well, that's who you're. Let's see. There's a Scorpio being nice or kind to a Pisces. What that has to do with the temperance, I don't know. They're there. They're there. Because they were trying to be nice about something. They were trying to go with the flow, but they should regret worrying about healing either somebody, helping somebody, healing a situation. They felt like, damn, should I have fixed that? Should I have helped that? No, it didn't matter. Now, what this has to do with this person on the outside, I don't really know, because this person doesn't want this person around, even though this individual is doing something out of love for them. But they don't want that person there. They would rather work with this person, because this person still is being too selfish, or they're still doing something in a manner that makes it like disorganized, or it causes a lot of chaos, even though this person's being nice to them. So that's the reading. All right, so what energy should you be in? Because it has something to do with a perspective here for you, Leos. It's just, yeah, there's a regret. I guess admit to yourself that you don't like something either, so that you can restructure. All right, what is the outcome here for you? There's a lot going on there. Yeah, if there's a Sag involved, they don't want to say something. And I keep seeing that. There's so much around like somebody not saying something. They just want to be nice about it. All right, now when the Sag stops being nice, I don't know. I don't know what to tell people. All right, so that was your reading, Leo. Aries is next. It seems like your reading was about a lot of other people, Leos. So it gets tricky when we start going down the list because everybody got that sign somewhere in their chart, you know. Oh, you pulled the death card twice last night. Yeah, it's probably a Scorpio in the midst, or if not, it's a major change somewhere. All right, what is the center of the reading for the Aries here? So you fell for a Pisces, but he did you bogus. Yeah, I don't know too many Pisces men. All right, the center of your reading is sexuality. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you're talking about masculine and feminine. What role do you play here, Aries? Damn, why is everybody coming out as defiance? Okay. So you, who was that? You, Leo, and Libra. So Aries, Leo, and Libra are all in defiance. You all want to go against something. All right, what do you want to go against? What do you hate? What do you dislike? Or what are you being told to do? Oh, all right. You hate, first of all, I feel like you just hate following rules and regulations. You're like, I hate that. I don't want to follow these rules and regulations. You don't, like, you flat out do not want to respect something at all. I feel like too, there is a Taurus. You are going against a Taurus. If they gave you advice, they told you to say, told you what to do or say, you do not want to listen to that person. You hate them, or you hate what they said, or you hate these rules. All right, so what do you want to do instead here? Or what are you doing instead? Damn, you want to fight. Okay. You want to fight, or if there's rules and regulations, you want to challenge them, you want to go against it, you want to compete. You do not like this at all. You hate it. All right, you hate this. What energy should you be? What other energy should you be in, Aries? Okay, emotions. Yeah, okay. Please, first of all, control your emotions. This does definitely look like an emotional outburst. What is this person doing that is triggering you right now? Or this situation? You feel like these are all tied together and I can see it, and I'm trying to, you feel like somebody is causing a worry or an anguish, or okay, the best thing that I can do, like, to tell you honestly, is calm down, because you are going to get very emotional. You are want to argue about this. Okay. Let's get a card. Try to, like, you want to fight. Like, you do not want to respect somebody at all. You're going to want to get angry. If you can stay home today, I would do that. Because I real live seeing you, like, wanting to fight. Okay, here's somebody giving the instructions. This is the paperwork, the instructions, the guidelines. Here they are. All right, there, and somebody has these rules set, and this depends on how they make their decision. These rules are not going to be changed. I feel like too, if you dislike something, this rule or this idea, it came from a Gemini, or it came from the fact that they made this decision before. All right, so after they made this decision, they came back to the drawing board. They said, okay, look, this is the type of rules and regulations I gotta follow for this. This is how I gotta do it. I'm not doing anything outside the realm of this. All right. I feel like too, you may dislike the fact that this rule applies to everyone. You're like, no, that rule should not apply to me. All right. I feel like you hate. I feel like it's a woman too. So what is this person doing here? They only have a certain, you feel like they don't notice something as well. Let's clarify. Because they're calm and they're peaceful. The rule and regulation that they set, I feel like it stops them from having to worry about something else. What rule did this person set here? This person's like somebody's like, your emotions don't just get to be a part of your personality. Like, just because you don't like something, you don't get to fight or argue, or I don't know where this person came from. You almost feel like somebody came in here and started these rules and regulations. I feel like too, you're like, damn, if this person, for some of you, you feel like if this person was here, I wouldn't have to deal with this individual. So you're kind of, it could be misdirected anger a little bit. Let's see. What is this right here? What is this? You said you're glad you stayed home then. Listen, I know Aries. Don't be out fighting with people, y'all. Please. Calm down. There's a relationship or a dynamic that is affecting the resources. There is a relationship between the parent and the child. You just hate that person. You don't want them to be there, or okay. Yeah, there's the rules and the regulations. It's said, it's outright. All right, so what do you want to do with fight? I feel like you want to challenge these rules. Let's see. You called out for work the first time? You called into work for the first time and you're a Gemini. Oh. Well, it looked like somebody gonna be mad because they had to take your shift or something. All right, let's see. What do you want to do and fight? Yeah, you really want to challenge it. You want to challenge what somebody is saying. That's pretty much, there's the intuition. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, what should you do here for yourself? Cuz let's just calm down. First of all. All right, let's see. What energy should you be in, Aries? It's already set in stone. It looks like it's already completed here. I don't see it changing. You're going to have to plan for this, is kind of what I'm getting. I don't. So what is the end? What is the end of here? Yeah, how you see. Okay, so we can see the changes. We can see something shifting up. We can see the shift. What's the new cycle? This could have something to deal with this. I know these are all tied together. It has something to do with how we view changes, how how we view ebbs and flows, something going up and down. A Sag is going to be viewing something differently now. And that impacts a scenario how, I don't know. That's in your reading though. Their perspective is going to shift or change. All right. And that's just, it's going to be a chain reaction. You might want to watch the Sag reading for that. All right, so we're going to do Taurus next. That was Aries. I don't ever have too many Aries, so maybe that's why their readings are kind of odd to me. I don't really read for Aries very much or very often. I do in personal readings, I guess. All right, Taurus. No problem. Thank y'all for watching. Hey there, welcome. All right, Tauruses. Let's see. If you know an Aries, they don't like you today. I'm just warning you. I'm just warning you. All right, let's see, Tauruses. What's the center of the reading for the Tauruses? And then we got Capricorn, Gemini, and Cancer left. What is the energy for the Tauruses? All right, rebellion. I just thought about something. All right, but the center of the reading is rebellion. Let's see. Let's see here. All right, so what energy should you be in, Tauruses? What energy should you be in? You should be in defense. You need to block something out or say no. All right, what do you need to say no to? Courage. Okay, interesting. All right, courage to do what? You're like, no, I'm not okay with that. All right. Okay, you're like, no, I don't. Basically, you need to be cautious and you know that. You're like, I'm not okay really working with that person. I'm not okay doing that. I don't. Okay. All right, let's see. What do you need to be concerned about? If there's a loss here, you need to be okay. Like, don't just be courageous about something, or don't just like hop off the fence and like just do something. There is a reason that you should be weary. I would also, don't go into something thinking like, okay, I automatically know, or I instinctually know, blah, blah, blah. No, it's okay that you don't. You need to be guided by some sort of regret or loss that you did have, and that's okay. All right, let's see. So you should be defense. You should protect yourself. You should be courageous. I do see that you did come out in the, okay, yeah. I feel like there is an individual here that you don't feel comfortable working with. I feel like you should not feel comfortable working with them. You should be cautious about it. I feel like if somebody just feels as though, well, I'm brave enough to do this, that, and the third, I can do whatever. No, you should be concerned. I feel like too, because in this case, right, if you have defense and courage, that to you already means you already know better. You know that you should be concerned about something. You know you should actually genuinely be worried about it. And this could be from experience. Because I feel like something may actually end up in an altercation or like end up in some sort of issue here, because we do have the Tower. What is the expected outcome here at first? Okay, what does this turn into? Yeah, so something is supposed to be viewed a certain way. Something becomes offensive. What's going to offend someone? It's a chain reaction, so it's hard to explain. Do not just be okay with something. Just because you're calm or you feel okay about it or you're not anxious does not mean you should just jump off the ledge and do it. What would this, something is supposed to look a certain way, but it comes off offensive? You should worry about that. I don't know if this is at work or whatever, but what is the intended outcome with attitude here? It's the way that it's supposed to be perceived, but yeah. Oh, something is supposed to come off like a compliment. So something could be a backhanded compliment or like a, that's how something is supposed to come off. Like it's a compliment or like it's romantic, but it's going to come off offensive. Something may even, okay, how is it actually received or viewed here? And so this is, you may be warning something. Yeah, wow, that's completely different. Something's supposed to come off nice and it comes off like somebody is being judgmental or harsh. Something actually comes off hateful. It doesn't look romantic or happy or healthy at all. Okay, what else is this about? Who is this? Taurus. All right, it's gonna look, something comes off like it's an attack. What is this about? Okay, it could have to deal with women. Like if somebody is saying something about women or the women around them, it's supposed to come off like a compliment or nice or romantic, but it's coming off like harsh or mean. Okay. Well, you have defense. Yes, nice, nasty. What energy are you supposed to be in? What other energy should you be in here? Yeah, knowledge. I feel you know about this scenario. You know how something will come off. If like, because I do feel like somebody will challenge you in this scenario. If you're working with somebody on this and you're like, hey, I don't know if we should post that, say that. That's not a great idea. Yeah, like you're right. You are right to believe that. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn is next, y'all. And then we got Gemini and Cancer. Capricorns. All right, what is the center of the reading for my Capricorns? Let's see. What's the center of the reading for the Capricorns? All right, attitude, perspective. Something is all perspective. All right, attitude towards what? Or perspective on what? Leadership. All right, leadership. How do we view leadership or this leader? Or our perspective on entrepreneurship or creativity or, anything like that. All right, what is your current role here, Capricorns? Let's see, what is your role here? Your role is mood. All right, so Sag have fluidity. Their advice was mood. You actually do regret something. You actually do not like something. All right, what do you regret here, Capricorns? Okay, pride. You wish you wouldn't have showed something off yet. You didn't want to show something off just yet. Okay. You could have also ignored like a Taurus here. All right, what do you wish you would have done? You didn't want to show something off just yet. Okay, dominated what? Controlled what? You did something out of pride or ego here. Okay, control, power, defiance, and respect again. Okay. I don't know if you're dealing with an Aries and a Taurus. Yeah, it looks like there's something dealing with an Aries, Taurus, Sagittarius, and a Scorpio. All right. But anywho, you wish you would have kind of controlled yourself, kept something to yourself, not shown it off. That could be your perspective on leadership. So maybe you feel like all leaders always get it right, or, you know, we'll clarify. It's your perspective on what you feel like it means to be a leader here. Literally, there is something about keeping it to yourself first. That's literally what I'm seeing. So you're looking at the comparison between wanting to show something off to the public and wanting to keep it isolated, or keeping some type of, maybe you, I don't know if you showed off like a process here. You wish you just would have kept that to yourself, not showed off that process. What is your perspective on leadership really quick? Because I feel like that could be the root of why you feel shame for showing something off. Maybe you assume like all leaders or all entrepreneurs or something like that, or all people that are leading in their field, maybe you feel like they never had any problems or any, you know, issues or anything like that. So what is your perspective on leadership? My nose itching. Okay, is the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like too, the way that you're taking something at face value. All right. How should you view leadership, or if you had an open mindset here? I feel like too, you think somebody did something independently or did it like on their own solo. Okay, so how you should view it is justice. It could be a Libra. All right, and in the world, okay, we're going to clarify that. If you're looking at somebody that's in a leadership position, they had a partner to help them. All right, they did not do something on their own. They had a partner, a loan, you know, whatever, anything under like the legal type of realm with justice. Something is a direct cause and effect of another scenario. If this is a person, and you're wondering who did it, maybe you think an earth sign did something. The leader here is a Libra. They were the first to do something, or they initiated something. All right, so that's one thing. What else are you doing in mood here? But somebody did not do something independently. They did have help. Okay, so there's your intuition. All right, what is your intuition telling you? So you're right to feel this way. All right. What is your intuition telling you to do? To end something. Okay, what do you know to stop doing? We have pride there. All right, the Son of Bat. So this is the same thing as Sagittarius, because they had the same energy. Let me see in your reading how that's going to come out. What do you know to stop doing here? Is the way you present the knowledge, or the way that you say something. Yeah, something dealing with the Cancer. All right. So it's something dealing with a Cancer here, or trying to say something nice, kind, in a generous way, things like that. What's going to be your new cycle here, Capricorns? It is the way you're saying something too. There could also be a scenario with having children, a decision not to have any more children. Yeah, so knowledge. I feel like too, if you were asking anybody questions and trying to figure out what's going on, you're no longer going to ask for external validation as well. I feel like too, you're saying something very straightforward. I feel like there's a difference also in like not playing dumb anymore or playing innocent. What else are you going to do with knowledge here? All right, you got the Three of Wands, Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. All right, so you're going to have more patience. You know what to do here. I feel like, too, instead of asking about something, you're just going to wait and see what pans out and get the information. That way, you're going to accumulate the information on your own. All right. Again, like I said, if you think somebody tried something out on the first go, first ride on it, or they did something independently, they did not. They have somebody working with them or a partner. Yeah, all right. What other energy should you be in here, Capricorn? You're already kind of intuitively knowing what not to do. All right, yeah, truth. What is the truth here? You need to see the truth. All right, you got emotions, transition, love, and resilience. All right, so if you are able to pay attention, you do need to pay attention to the fact that you regret something. That allows you to transform and change what you need to do. If you are doing something where you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, only because you're feeling like you're in a good mood, blah, 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 you know that you should not do that. It's going to kind of transform into you doing something that you otherwise would not do. All right, you already have knowledge. All right, what else do you have knowledge about here? You already kind of know what to do. Yeah, the Chariot, 7 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. All right, so it could be a Cancer that's trying to get money out of a situation for some people, or they are intentionally planning something. It is not, something is not unintentional in this scenario. All right, you are going to see what that is. Cancer is your opposite sign. All right, Gemini. Gemini is next, and then we have Cancer. And then we'll be done. All right, Geminis. Let's see. What is the energy surrounding the Geminis? Love. All right. What role do you play here, Geminis? Oh, fight. Okay. All right. You could be why the Aries might be siding with you instead of a Taurus, but you are conflicted, you're fighting, you're arguing, you're upset. All right. You could be distracted as well. What are you conflicted about? What is this conflict about, Geminis? You are going to be angry today. Okay, you've got humor, resistance, superstition, and personality. There is an indulgence that is supposed to get you to stop worrying about something, but I feel like you're conflicted with an entire group of people here. What other energy should you be in, Geminis? You should be in rebellion. Okay, we've got pride and connectivity. All right, so let's see. So you are fighting, you're challenging something, you are upset. Let's get 8 cards. Okay, something is going to be talked about. A Leo gave something to a Scorpio. That's what we're talking about. All right, there's intuition, there's the world. So we talked, Capricorn knew to end something. If these are people, there is something repetitive was going on for a long time. We were repetitively, there's the love part. Somebody was being generous, kind to somebody repetitively. I feel like a Leo did something out of love for a Scorpio. Oh, we just said that. We said that the Leo hates self-love, or the Leo is going against self-love, or the Leo is going against a Scorpio. These are tied together. So now the Leo is doing something, and you guys can have these placements. You may be like a Gemini rising moon, something like that. But I'm sorry, Leo rising or moon. It's like this individual is repetitively being generous or kind. It looks like to their son, like something looks like a son-mother relationship. But it doesn't have to be that. But a Leo is being generous to a Scorpio. They're giving something. I feel like to something generous, being generous is what causes the death. That is what caused the change. Let's see what else. Real quick. What does the High Priestess know to do? Because that's always intuition. So I always like to do that. But what is our intuition telling us to do here? Okay, so there could be something dealing with a Cancer too. It's like you, a Scorpio, and a Cancer. That Cancer has changed the way that you go about something, or a Cancer has changed the way that you say something, speak on something. There's definitely energy with them being involved, because the Sag and the Capricorn reading, they know not to follow after the Cancer energy anymore. Like they know not to question something, be like in an innocent nature or like a naive nature. They know not to present something that way. They're going to present something very straightforward. All right, where are you down in these 8 cards? That's going to be something that has something to do with you. So right now, your defense. What are you defensive against, Gemini? You're coming out very like, so you don't want the truth to be seen, or you don't want to admit the truth about what? What don't you want to admit the truth about? Okay, knowledge. You don't want to admit that somebody does know, that somebody does have information. Capricorn did know something. A Capricorn does know something, or somebody is intuitive. What do they know? What do they have knowledge about? So somebody's trying to, it looks like somebody's trying to help you or give you advice, but you're defensive against it. You're going, I feel like somebody's coming to you because they're going against a Taurus. You guys are kind of all going against this Taurus or going against these rules and regulations. You don't want to see the truth about a scenario. That's what's going on. All right, the center of the reading is love. If you're wondering if you have these placements, you did do something out of love for someone else, or you are doing something to ensure that someone else feels comfortable. If you're wondering why somebody hates someone or hates something else, it's because that other energy or that other individual did something completely selfish or out of self-love. That's pretty much okay. What was done out of love here? Let's see. Yeah, there's another Taurus. There it is. Taurus, Leo energy. I don't... All right. What other energy should you be in then? I mean, that... You got mystery. What's the outcome here for you, Geminis? I'm not really sure where you fit here, but we'll, it is what it is. Looks like there is a battle between Taurus and Scorpio energy. If you're conflicted about anything or you're upset about anything, try to look back at what you did do out of like love or self-love in a scenario. All right, Cancer is last but not least. Cancer has come out in several readings. Cancer did come out in the Sag reading as well. All right, so let's see. What is the center of the reading for you, Cancers? What is the center of the reading for you? Let's see here. All right, hustle, either spending or making money. All right, what role do you play here, Cancers? All right, vision, so you can see something. All right, what are you able to see or observe? You are observing this. Defense. Now, we did say that Gemini is defensive, so it could be something about a Gemini. But you can see a blockage. What is the blockage that you see? You can visibly see what is blocking something. All right. What is the blockage? Okay, we see truth and then rebellion. All right, what does it block here? You. Oh, I'm sorry. No, a Gemini. Truth blocks out a lie, first of all, or Sag blocks out a Gemini, or You're going to see what stops a Gemini from having the confidence to lead as well. Okay. What energy should you be in with what you observe, Cancer? Peace. You don't have to worry. Okay, what do you not need to worry about? Gemini had fight. So maybe you're like, yeah, that's why something is blocking you. You're fighting or you're defensive or you're distracted. So you may be able to see what distracts somebody else or what causes an issue for someone else. So you're like, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything, or I'm just going to calm down. What should you be at peace with? Okay, you've got rebellion, voice, and in perspective. All right. So somebody's talking about their perspective on being able to create something. All right, we're going to see. But you know, you don't have to argue about something. You don't have to respond to something, but you do see what blocks someone. So let's see what the blockages are. You're like observing it. And this could be you. Maybe you're like, okay, I can see why that's blocking me or what's stopping me. All right, what are you observing is the blockage? What's the blockage here? Somebody's very reserved. They hold back on a lot here. They're very reserved. All right. They're not, that's interesting. What does it block out here? So somebody is saving their money, or they're very cautious also about what, somebody's very health conscious too. All right, but what does this block out, or what are they saying no to? Okay, wow. Okay, so the moon and the tower. I'm going to clarify. That is a big deal. It would be a major shift. I feel like, too, somebody is very reserved now, or they have like their body in shape, or they've saved their money. So they're like, okay, I'm not going to, they don't want to take somebody under their wing. Oh, yeah, confidence and leadership. Somebody may not want to lead other people or teach other people, but something that they're doing stops a tower from happening. So let's see. What is this person doing in the King of Pentacles? It could be an earth sign. Okay, their mood. No, they learned their lesson. So it's either a Sag or a Capricorn. It could be the Capricorn with the King of Pentacles. They regret something. But they're managing their emotions too. If this is mood, that means like somebody's able to take something on the chin and like actually implement it. So they're not sulking around, they're not sad. They're actually coming up with a way to preserve something. What does this person regret here? Okay, doing something in a difficult manner. What did they do that was difficult? They took on some other baggage, or they did too much work on something. All right, angel transition and inspiration. So there's something dealing with Sag and Aquarius energy, or a Sag going to see an Aquarius, or something like that. There was too much baggage involved with that, or that was too much heavy lifting. All right, yeah, style and fluidity. So we did talk about the Sag turning into fluidity, and they need to be in mood. They needed to realize, okay, wait, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go down that path. And it looked like something was influencing them dealing with an Aquarius Cancer energy. So they're like, okay, I don't want to do that. And so what do they start doing in the King of Coins? So they kind of like set up a barrier here, or they start... Yeah, see, humor and resilience and knowledge. That's the thing. They're like, no, I don't. That struggle was too much. I don't enjoy that struggle. Or just because you struggle through something does not mean you're automatically going to get it or something like that. Or struggle does not automatically equate to humor, something along those lines. All right, so what is the result? What would be the result of the tower? Because they're just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. All right, it looks like, yeah, desire to control, possibly money with hustle. So then somebody's always trying to control something, or always trying to control how something will go. I'm also getting to an impulse. There could be an impulsive decision that leads to spending. All right, so you're observing it. You're seeing this happen. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards. So I don't think there's anything that you would need to worry about or anything like that. All right, what energy should you be in peace? All right, there's the intuition. We see the high priest of the sun, the judgment. It's being said out loud. It's an intuitive call, intuitive wake-up call. Boom, we know to do this. All right, moon, the queen of cups. There's the 5 of cups. So admitting that we regret something. And then the death card and the ace of swords. So a new perspective comes out. What are we intuitively deciding to do here? Love, vision, yeah, mystery and confidence. All right, so this is for you, Cancer. You are going to be able to see something. It looks like originally you did ignore a scenario. Looks like you kind of did ignore something, but... All right, what's going to be your new perspective here? You have peace. You don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, the desire to fix something. All right, there's a desire to heal something. All right. But you have the high priestess. Whenever you have that intuition, it's pretty clear. Hello there, welcome. All right, what else is intuition telling us here? Yeah, there's the 4 of cups, hustle, so... I feel like there's not a need to focus on that. Those are real specific. I can see it. All right, that was a whole story there. All right, but that's the end for Cancers. That was it. I appreciate y'all watching. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Bye.